It's challenging to do business in Sierra Leone. The time it takes for you to set up your business, to register, to get access to licensing, and every other thing that you need. So you would go from point A to point B to point C. And most of the time, even the legislative architecture for the business environment was it's quite complicated. You have 4 or 5 legislations governing just one aspect of business operations. So we thought that the first thing was to have interventions which would simplify the business environment, make it easy for business to come, establish, and operate. So the first part of the is looking at how do we make things easy for you as businesses.
And I have a really silly story. I used to play a lot of football when I was younger, and then I went into coaching young professional athletes. And what was really interesting is the ones that made it weren't quickest, they weren't strongest, they weren't the best dribblers. They were the ones who turned up on time every day, had supportive parents or people who took interest in. And when they dealt with the coaches, they were able to learn. And I use that as an example because you look at a professional footballer, and truthfully, the ones who make it are those who actually learned in school. Doesn't mean you were the smartest, brightest, you just had soft skills, the ability to learn. I think it's something both of you have touched, which is why there's a need for mentorship, support, and also an attitude adjustment. And with that, I suppose I'll start with some of the work that was done a few years ago through the Director of Science, Technology and Innovation, which started with a randomized control trial. We had a whole bunch of service providers in education.
A way of stopping the criticism while being seated in the comfort of your car. So we launched the Ignition Hour program as the flagship project of Cravings for Development because we needed to bring to the entrepreneurs, to the youth, to the college students, the entrepreneurs who were successful in Sierra Leone. Because most of the time what I hear the youth say is, we don't die, right? So we can't make it. But we really want to bring those entrepreneurs who are successful and who are making a living and wealth within this ecosystem. Right? So we were bringing them, hoping that once they discuss their industries, the various sectors, and the gaps that exist.
The outcome so far has been that we've seen a lot of engagement from different sectors, from the government sector, from the development partners, and the private sector. So what we have seen is that there's a lot of enthusiasm from people to come and present, to exchange their ideas. And we've been very pleased that the outcome, one of the primary outcomes, is there's been a lot of learning. A lot of new knowledge has been created here. Yeah, as you can see, an ecosystem really is a number of components that, first of all, they have to work together. And in working together, we also need to be able to create a culture of collaboration. So what we can take from this is that a lot of people, a lot of institutions are working very hard to develop the ecosystem, but we also see that this ecosystem development has to focus on certain sectors that we are very good at in Sierra Leone. So we focus on building an ecosystem around certain sectors. So that will be one of the takeaway, and of course also the engagement, just to share engagement and the enthusiasm and drive of the people. The key message would be is that we have lots of young people in this country, very smart, very determined, very hungry young people. At the same time, we have lots of challenges in this country that need to be solved. And what this week has shown is that there is enough knowledge, there is enough pool of people, and what you need to do is to bring that knowledge with the pool of people, and then we have an ecosystem that is now ready to support development. So that is, the key message that has come out from this.